Now, Zoe, this is one of those breakfast dishes that you can have any time of the day. In fact, I've done something similar to this at about 3 in the morning when I've come home from hanging out with some mates.
There you go.
Now, I've got some bacon here, and you see I've got the large piece of bacon.
Yes.
You don't have to buy the slices of bacon. You can go to a good delicatessen and buy it. And this I've got for you. You can see how lean it is, Zoe.
It's very lean.
It's the eye or the loin of the bacon. And what I'm going to do is cut some nice thin pieces of bacon, which I'm going to fry. The beauty of having something like this in the fridge is you can cut it for any sort of purpose. If you want to make carbonara, you can cut it nice and thin. If you want nice, thick strips or, medium-sized strips like this, you can just cut it freshly like this. A freshly cut bacon is nothing better.
Very
Into the
enthusiastic.
fry pan it goes. Listen to that bacon sizzle. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there. You can put some butter in there or, a little bit of bacon fat, whatever you want to do in there. Oh, smell that. Smells fantastic. Now, over here, we're going to lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to get you to make a salsa. You love making salsas, I know that. I've got an avocado here, and you can see what I've done is I've cut it in half to make sure that it's not brown all the way through. Yeah. And if you can pop it into the bowl there, in with that, Zoe, I want you to put some coriander, finely chop that, some lime in there, some chilli, some fresh chilli, if you can chop that, put that through as well, and some Tabasco sauce. We're going to make something that's a little bit spicy, probably not for the kids, but if you've got kids that like a bit of spice, that's great. Now, what I'm going to do also with this, you can see that's just starting to sizzle up nicely. I've got an onion, and what I'm going to do is just take the core out of the onion, but I'm just going to slice it all the way through here, fairly sort of thick in a way, and I'm just going to throw that in with the bacon.
Okay, I like that, because, that's sort of quite rustic, absorbs the flavour of the bacon as well.
It is, absorbs the flavour of the bacon. Just say that nice and slowly, Zoe. I just like to hear that one.
I'm never saying that ever again.
There we go. And I'm just going to put a little knob of butter in there just to get it sizzling and bubbling away. You can see, I should just throw everything into the pan here because this is where the action is. And that'll sort of bubble and fry. I'm going to do a nice little twist of pepper in there as well. Now, bacon traditionally has a bit of salt in it. That's how they cure it. That's how they preserve it. So I don't usually add salt to bacon at the start. And what I'll do is, with my palette knife here, I'll just turn that little piece of bacon over so you can see what's happening there. It's browning nicely, and you can see the onions will start to sizzle underneath. At this stage here, Zoe, you can turn it down a little bit and let the onions sort of fry underneath. Give it a stir with a wooden spoon if you want, but I reckon that's perfection right there.
And I'm all about supporting your local butcher. And I find that when you do go to your local butcher, you can find some really good quality pork products. Like, you can find the free-range pork products. They don't have the nitrates and all the nasties added to it. So if you are going to eat these foods, eat the best you possibly can.
You're stealing all my lines, Zoe. That's exactly what I've been talking about. Now, as I said, I've been brainwashed by you. You've been brainwashed by me, Zoe. But you're dead right. Great ingredients speak for themselves. Now, I've got some lettuce. I've just shredded a bit of that lettuce there. And I've got these beautiful, beautiful ripe tomatoes. They're still on the vine. I've just sliced them all the way through here like this. And I'm just going to put them there so they're ready to go into the salsa. Now, I like having lots of sauce and flavour in my bagel, and it's a great way of doing it. What I've got is going to make a little sauce here with mayonnaise, and to that mayonnaise, I'm going to add some American mustard. You can use whatever mustard you want, but I like the sweetness of it and the colour of the American mustard. It's got a great flavour.
I've got to say, I am a fan of that Kewpie mayonnaise.
It'd be
I love mayonnaise.
It's great.
It really is.
With the American mustard as well, it goes really well. This is one of those sauces that you can make if you ever run one of those Scout or football club sausage runs. You can make a special mayonnaise like this with lots of flavour, which will make it taste a lot different and a lot tastier. And I'm going to add some barbecue sauce here as well. This combined
sweetens it up a little bit, doesn't it?
It does, it does. But when you sort of fold that through, you get a great mayonnaise and a great flavour that you'll add to your bagel, and everyone will ask, what's that special sauce? And you never know, you might get one of those big chains will come and try and steal it.
Dripping down your hand and all over your face.
Oh, my God, Zoe, that is delicious. Now, you're going with the salsa there. I've got this here. Now, what I'm going to do, Zoe, is I'm going to grab these bagels here.
It is pretty tasty.
They are. It's really tasty. And look, this is sometimes food. Yeah. You're not going to have this every day. So if you are going to make it...
It's like your Sunday all-day breakfast.
Yes, you get out of bed, you watch some cartoons and you pop some bagels on. Instead of making pancakes, you can pop the bagels in. Now, what I'm going to do is cut these bagels through the middle there. You're probably wondering why they're still cut when they're in the bag. They're already half cut. It's just so they don't slide around in the bag. So they leave them connected together. Into the toaster they go. Beautifully toasted. I love the way the bagels go nice and crisp. That's it. We'll pop them on the side. Now, here's the fun part. You've got the salsa ready. Sauce is ready. I'm going to put some butter into my fry pan over here, which is just on a medium to low heat. and nice big knob of butter. I always use butter when I'm cooking eggs. There's a reason for it. It actually tells me how hot the pan is. I don't want it too hot because it cooks it too quickly and the yolk doesn't get nice and warm. So into the centre, I crack my egg like that, and I'll crack one on the other side here just in case it's for later on. And then a little bit of salt on there and a little bit of pepper.
I'm just looking around this. There are some full-on flavours.
This is a breakfast. You need the energy to get you through the rest of the day, Zoe. So we've got all the things here. This will take a couple of minutes to cook. The bagel will take another minute or so to toast, then we'll be able to bring it all together. Okay, here's where we get serious, Zoe. A little bit of shredded lettuce on there. We've got a couple of slices of tomato. Now, whenever I'm using tomato, I always put a little bit of salt on it.
Nice and healthy.
It is nice and healthy and tasty and delicious. And I'll tell you what, you're going to put I'm going to put some bacon on here with some of the onion. I'll put 2 slices straight on there. There we go, because we need that. And a little bit of that caramelised onions. You can see when the onions are cooked with the bacon, they get a really nice flavour to them.
It does remind me of the sports barbecue when you smell onions cooking.
There we go. Whack a big knob of that on it. And then I'm going to put some of this mayonnaise on top of it. Now, I'll put the egg on top first, and then we'll slide the mayonnaise. Look at that salsa, sort of holds it all together. Slide that egg on top of there like that. And you know what? Why don't we put a little bit of that butter in there, because we can, because I can be nice and cheeky. There we go.
This
on it goes.
is trouble. That's all I can say.
I'm just trying to slow myself. Every time I do something like this, I get really excited, start talking fast. Just slow it right down and just enjoy it. And here's this mayonnaise, which I think tastes delicious. Stick your finger in there and have a taste of that one, Zoe. You'll have to agree. It's good. You know?
It tastes exactly like what's been put in it. American mustard, tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, and then lots of mayo.
Now, I've got a little bit of relish here that I've made before. I'm just going to open the jar on that one, put a little bit of that on the top. You could serve this on the side if you wanted to. Look, this is going to get messy. This is going to get ugly. It's going to get a little bit crazy. I should put on one of those hazmat suits because it's going to go everywhere. I'm just looking at you, Zoe. You look gorgeous like that, and I'm not responsible if you get stuff all down the front.
I've got my paper towel ready.
Now, I'm just going to push that down here like this and cut that in half. Oh, my God, that is messy. I suggest that you don't cut it in half. You just eat it straight. But what I'll do is I'll cut that in half like that.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness, look at that.
That's... OK, all right. I am going to do this.
Here we go.
Only because I don't want to be a bad sport, but this is kind of maybe not what I'd have for breakfast.
Look at that stuff all over the board there. Well, we'll use the rest of the bagel to mop it up. Have a bite of that. Does that taste delicious? It's luscious, it's dripping down the sides of your arms, it's going anywhere, it's going everywhere, it's making a mess, all those things. You will need some paper towel to soak everything up. Let me have a taste of this, because I'm not going to say anything afterwards. I'm just going to keep on eating.
You know what? I hate to say it, but it is really tasty.